Before I will start this video, I just want to mention that this is an early access version, so maybe some things in this build are gonna be a bit different, maybe not, but just to warn you that not everything in here is final. Evadare 2. Oh, it's this page. For the best experience, use your gun. Holy shit! We're gonna get 6 chapters this time. That is a surprise. Hi everyone, Artemiy is here, and today we're gonna be playing Evadare 2. But not just Evadare 2, but the first chapter in it called Turna, which has Jacko on it. So I guess it's just gonna be Evadare, the first chapter, but better, I guess. Who knows, but yeah. And as we can see, chapter is not available yet. So you're gonna have 5 more chapters. That's quite insane. And the second one, actually, this looks like the scuba diver guy. Special thanks. Evadare 2 made by Ram with the help of Code Seamer Charles and Person from Brazil. Special thanks to Simon and Macaco Bami for small help with bonus assets. Incredibox by So Far So Good. Dark mode. I think, yeah, that's gonna fit much more than, simple one. Oh, it is just Evadare. Okay, I don't mind it. I wonder if we're gonna get like achievements. No achievements. That is a bit disappointing. My album. Oh yeah, I kind of like how it looks like photos of album. Like I really like this idea for icons. Anyways, let's start. Okay, the loops are actually really fast. That is a snare. Honestly, I'm a bit sad that the loops are actually this fast. But okay. Holy shit, look at this. Okay, this is like it clicks. That is quite a design, I will say. Okay. It's this sound that also has been teased. Okay. And then we're gonna have Jacko himself, who's gonna beatbox. The pumpkin beatboxes now. So we got the morning pumpkin from the seasons, and we got the beatboxing one. Okay. I definitely like this one more than the original, like Evadare. Let's have this as our percussion. Okay. And let's start. Effect 1. It's not what I expected, but yeah, it's kind of like beatboxy sound. Kind of like, I guess, the first effect for Wikidee was like exploration. But okay, let's move on to the next one. A big ass guy, more like long hair guy. I wonder how Ram will adapt it into official Incredibox, because you can't actually add these long guys. But okay. I really like the bass in here. Okay, now let's get to the ghost. Holy shit. That is indeed a ghost. Ooh. That sound. Ooh. Also, how his eyes are very low. It's kind of like the actual eyeballs just floating in there. I kind of wish it was a bit louder. All right, now I have this guy. Okay, simple kind of sonar type sound. Kind of dystopian. I don't like how the colors of this mod is very muted, and it's kind of a bit different. Actually Evadare how it was bright or something. Maybe to differentiate how the Raves Evadare was like a nightmare, but this one is an actual real thing. The fact that the loops are very short is a bit disappointing, honestly. But okay, clock. Okay, the designs are pretty unique though, they are much different, and they're still They feel a bit spooky, like, you know, this ghost. I really like the ghost. Let's have it like that, and let's move on to this guy. He's back! Alright. Yeah. He actually does a lot more stuff than, like, even compared to Void, which I think he was the best in there. But okay, let's get to the second melody in here. He looks weird. Okay, that's kind of like an arpeggio. I like how this feels like not as pumping as, like, you know, Evadare and Extron. Like, it does feel like different. Or maybe I just need to, like, include more fast-paced sounds. Like, I don't know. Yeah, maybe like this guy. Okay, I don't know. Like, still, I still, like, you know, has a different vibe than compared to, like, Evadare next one, which is actually real nice that it's not just a copy of no, the first chapter. Like, in terms of music. Alright, now let's get to the Skelly guy, which also has been teased in the second teaser. Yeah, it's also like a nice, like, a different, like, you know, iteration of the sound compared to, like, original first. I like how it doesn't, like, start the melody at the beginning. Makes it, like, you know, spit out. Okay, now we have this guy. Oh. Holy shit! Hold on, I wonder if I can, like, catch him. I want to see that face. Holy shit, look at this. That is quite terrifying. That looks quite gory, but not in a comical way, like how a lot of, like, horror mods do. Also, apparently this guitar is actually, like, a real guitar that Charles, like, recorded, and also, like, a sampled one, which I really appreciate. Very metal. I like it. Alright, now we have the last melody, which I think is that teased thing at the end of, like, teaser 2. Yeah, look at this. Oh, okay, it's this rising, like, effect, not effect. Okay, this one. This is actually kind of even teased. I didn't thought it was actually a sound, but okay. I don't, like, know how, like, it fits with this, like, ghost sound. Fits nice. Let me actually add this guy to test it. Alright. Let's have it as our bass, and let's get to the vocals. I don't know the lyrics. But yeah. This is a really great vocal by PFB. I like how, like, in the background you can hear him scream the vocals. But okay, I hope the other voices are gonna be as great as well. Okay, this is probably called Simmer. One thing I would like to notice, like, not really big thing, but a bit minor, but, like, I don't like how the sounds don't really, like, in between, like, loop well. Like, there's like a slight gap in between them, which kind of ruins it a bit, but I think maybe it's just only a couple of sounds. Okay. Next. Okay, now this is Charles. Yeah, again, like, the loop in between, it kind of, like, cuts a bit. Alright, now we have the big guy with an eye, which is PFB. Like, yeah, like I can really guess whose like vocal it is. Because I kind of thought it would be an effect, but yeah, he's like orangish and not like red compared to like other effects. Alright, now we have the last voice. Holy shit! I like how the icons actually like shaked. Okay, that looks very nice. Of course, like it's a minor thing, but I like this little detail. How like the icons actually shake. Also, look at the pose. They're actually kind of scared. I wonder why. Oh wait, that's because I added this guy. I didn't notice this like interaction when you put this guy. The rest are kind of like they like sit like that. That's nice touch. I like it. Honestly, even though like the loops are pretty small, the sounds are actually really nice. But I need to test it when mixing, which I'm gonna do a little bit later because right now we're gonna do the bonus. So yeah, it's obviously gonna be like this. Okay. Okay, hold on. Okay. Alright. That is our combo. Pretty interesting one. Like, I kinda expected it to be like a lot more like similar than like a lot of combos, like have a couple of beats, a bass, a melody, and a vocal, or like a couple of melodies. But it has like 2 beats, a bass, an effect, a clocking effect, and this kind of like a voice effect. But okay, let's see what the RAM cooked with this bonus. I hope it's not gonna be short though. I'm fucking scared. Alright, that's her. She's noting. Monster with goggles. She's so cheeky. Why are they... Why was he on fucking lean? Truck. Oh. Oh, okay. It was her uncle's truck. And yeah, they kind of just look at each other. Okay. Well, time to analyze this bonus for more. Okay, so we see her in the woods. There's a moon behind. No one's behind. Okay. And then she gets to like the actual town. Yeah, it does look like kind of similar to the town from the first Evadare. But okay. She does notes. Okay, monster with goggles. He is not doing anything at all, but he exists. He's real. I noticed him standing next to the building. He looks at me, but he don't attack. He don't even look dangerous. Okay. I don't know, like the spelling thing is a bit like a character intentional, but yeah, Ram, you need to fix your spelling. Okay. Yeah, so yeah, there's like this guy who's kinda looks murdered, and then there's Jacko, kinda looking a bit high, I don't know. Yeah, and yeah, she's like, what the fuck is this? And then they get to like... Okay, yeah, for some reason the bonus kinda ended early, but in the end, the uncle and Marcella, they look at each other and like, what the fuck was that? But of course not gonna be like the end. It would be funny if like the whole Evadare happened, well, like Marcella went to this town, they saw like these monsters, and then she was like, nah, fuck it, let's go home. That would be very funny. So now it's time for me to mix, and I'm gonna start with a bit of sonar. Alright, so that was Turner, and I will say that it's actually surprisingly a really great version. Although not surprisingly, because we all trusted Ram, but of course some people kind of like didn't head down because of the full stop punctuation. But believe me, this is much better than full stop punctuation, and even better than the first chapter of Evadare, which self-titled. And I don't know about it being better than X1 or Void. Maybe slightly a bit better than X1 because X1 kind of just feels like a better version of first chapter, and this one feels a bit more unique. But still, I think it is a really great version and a great start to this whole Evadare 2 thing. I do think that the short loops are kind of a bit of a letdown in here because with short loops it's kind of a bit hard for me to get used to the mixing, and it doesn't really give a lot of ideas to how to mix it well. You can even not make it out in time because at the end the loop will just switch up. So I kind of wish it was either one loop, all sounds one loop, or maybe combine these two loops into one and then make a second loop to be unique. I don't know, but still I think Turner is a great start to Evadare, and even knowing that we're gonna get five chapters more, kinda excites me. But yeah, that was Turner, and I really liked it overall. So thank you all for watching, and see you next time.